Hi children, I am Ranjay Kumar and now I am going to start a new chapter for class 8 student, and it is in computer, and today we are going to learn about operating system and graphical user interface, role and function. So let's see, it is the very first chapter you can see in your book, operating system, graphical user interface, role and function. So let's start. It is for a standard 8 and it is OS, that is operating system, and GUI, that is graphical user interface, role and function. So this is, I think, in the previous class 7, 6 and other classes you must having the knowledge of computer. You know very well computer is a machine and it is used many places, like at railway station, in hospital, in banks, in schools and many offices, and it does a lot of function, different types of function. And today without computer life is not possible. You know very well, in every field, whether you are running a mobile or teachers are giving you presentation with the help of smart class, that is projector, then all the things is running with the help of computer. So today computer is a very important and essential part of everyone's life. So let's learn about computer. Do you know what is computer? Yes, you all know very well that computer is electronic machine, and we can define the computer like computer is a machine that perform perform input, process and output cycle based on program done in the computer. Means to say, a computer cannot do anything by itself. Computer carry out input, process, output, means to say IPO cycle, only with the help of program that a programmer used to write and set in the computer. So this setting of the program needs something, she needs some material, and it need electricity also to run this material, that is hardware and software, together on the computer. So do you know when for the first time the electronic computers introduced? Exact date is not clear, but in 90 in 1940s, fully electronic computer came into existence. Fully electronic computer came. So it was about the definition. Now some more basic thing is, what is hardware and software? You must be knowing hardware, that is whatever the things that you can see, the touch in the computer or in the computer lab, that is, you must have seen monitor. You have a monitor, then keyboard, then mouse, CPU. These are the different things that is hard, that is the physical part, and you can see and touch. So we can say about the hardware that it is a it, uh, uh, it is it is a physical part which we can see and touch. On the other hand, there is something which make this hardware, this is the physical part, the objects, the keyboard, mouse, monitor, CPU, all to function according to the requirement of the user. So that very function that is carried out, that very interface which make the user unable to interact with the computer, means the way the things by which you can type, you can press on the keyboard and something is get written on the monitor, that is you get the output, that work, that type of work is called interface, and that interface is provided by software. So software is non-physical part, it is intangible, you cannot see or touch. You can say that it is intangible part which tells the hardware what to do. So it is about hardware and software. These together work due to their collective work, means hardware and software work interdependently and then they provide interface. They are interdependent. So now let's see hardware, you know very well. It is keyboard. Examples are keyboard, mouse, monitor, etc. Whatever you are saying. And example of software is Windows, Windows, all that Windows 7, 8, 10, the latest version that we are having in our lab, computer lab. So let's see today the detail about software type. So software is mainly divided into two types, and they are application software and system software. SW, that is software. So application software and system software, these are the two types of software that we used to use in our computer for different purposes. So what about the application software? What is application software? It is a set of instruction. All the when system software or application software, both are set of instruction, and set of instruction make a program. So this program means application software, you can say application software are the application softwares are the program which is designed for a specific type of job. And what it mean by a specific type of job? It means that it do not handles or think about other software or hardware, but it is for particular type of work, like for writing letters, that is MS Word, for doing calculation, that is calculator, and likewise. Now, what is system software? System software is some software which cares about other type of software. System softwares are the software which controls and manage hardware and other application software. So you can see that software is of two types, application software and system software. Application software is a type of software in which the programs are designed for a specific type of job. That is for writing Word, for doing calculation, calculator, for PowerPoint, for presentation, we have Microsoft PowerPoint, and likewise for searching any word in the dictionary, there is dictionary software. So these are the application software. So application software do not care about the hardware, that how the hardware will be managed and how the things will provided to the user. But there is another category of software, that is system software, and system software is the software which manages and controls and manages hardware and other application software, means this also. So this system software include operating system, that is OS, operating system, and then utility software, language processor, utility software. So these are the example of system software. Now let us see what are the different types of system software. So as we have discussed, these are the types of system software. So system software include, the first one is operating system, which is the most important thing in the computer. Without operating system we cannot access any hardware. Then the next one is language processor. Language processor translate the user written code into machine language, that is we used to write the program in English or English like language, but it get translated into machine language with the help of language processor. They are language processors type are interpreter and compiler that we are going to discuss in further classes. And the next one is device driver. It helps in accessing the different devices like mouse, keyboard, etc. And the fourth one is utility software. So we had seen that system software may be of four kinds, that is operating system, language processor, device drivers and utility software. Now let us see the very first one. What is an operating system? So it's a very important topic and you must be knowing about this. Yes, operating system is the main software. So how you can define operating system? See, in a school, for example, a principal runs the school. He is overall means he manages everything, like students, teachers, classes, routines for the day. So a principal is the head of the school. In the similar way, the operating system is the head of the computer. It the main functions of operating system is to controls and manages all the hardware. So it provide an interface to user, and it manages and controls all the hardware and application software. We had seen that the system software manages and controls other application software and hardware. So up to this time we have seen computer, what is computer, hardware, software, type of software, application software, system software and type of system software, and this operating system is a type of system software. Now let us see what what are the different functions of operating system. First of all, we should know need of operating system. What the next topic is need of OS, that is operating system. Operating system is required, but why it is required? Do you have any idea? As I had told you, it is the main software that tells the hardware what to do, how to do, and where to give the output. Means all the operations, we can say all the operations in computer are controlled by operating system. This is the first point why we need operating system. Secondly, operating system controls hardware and other application software. So without operating system, we cannot run we can't run anything in computer. So it means that without operating system, it cannot be imagined to access any interface or to operate the computer. In short, OS is only software which control and manage all operation and their timing. Means when to how to do, when to do, and what to do. This all the things are controlled by operating system. That's why we need operating system. The next topic is features of operating system. Features and function both are same. Feature and function of operating system. So just we have seen that we need operating system because we control all the functions and we get all the interface due to the presence of operating system, a main software in the computer. So now what are the features of operating system? They are seven or we can say eight in number. Let's see one by one. The first one is process management. So by process management, what we mean, the operating system ensure that each process receives enough time for the process to function properly. Means to say, operating system ensure the timing of all the processes and it completes. Suppose if the computer is unable to process the request of the user or not in time, then what we think very annoyed and think that this computer is not good. So, sometimes you can see when you are using mobile or computer, then sometimes it happens that you are pressing the keyboard and you are not getting the output on the screen. In such situation, you feel very bored and very bad about that. So such thing do not happens every time because of this process management helps in ensuring the enough time to complete the process so that it can function properly. The second one is memory management. So what is memory management? Memory storage or management is also done with by the operating system. An operating system manages the sharing of internal memory among the multiple application. Means to say, This operating system helps in controlling the process, how it can control the process, how it can give enough time. It should also give enough memory also. A big process, a big application need more space, a small application need a smaller space. So in that case, this operating system manages memory storage for each type of processes, and also it helps in multi-threading, multitasking. Now the third number is file management. What is file management? File management means uh, storing, uh, then transferring, deleting the files in our computer. In our computer there is a hard disk that is called the permanent memory, and in that very space we keep all the things. So whenever we see the output and do the operation, it is done with the help of a mediator, that is the memory in between the hard disk and the this output screen, that is RAM. So computer manages what to copy on the RAM and what to delete from the RAM, and like that the file management process is also done with the help of operating system. So the fourth one is device management. We can see a number of device we add to the CPU, like keyboard, mouse, printer, a scanner, then this sound box. These are all the things that get connected with the uh, CPU. So these are the devices, and these devices are managed with the help of operating system. Operating system is the software which coordinate between these devices and help in functioning of these devices according to the user requirement. So device management is clear. Now the fifth one is security and protection. So security is most important thing, because when we keep some important files in our computer, it should be secure and should not be deleted by a system automatically. So this security and protection is required, and at present day we also use antivirus software to secure our system from the online or unauthorized access by any other hackers or crackers. So security and protection is also done with the help of operating system. Operating system have some inbuilt function which protect the computer file or whatever we have in our computer, uh, that it should not be accessed by any other person who don't have any authentic user ID or password, or who do not have any a particular type of access. For example, in some of the file, uh, a person can see but cannot delete. A person can see but cannot edit. So that type of protection is also ensured by our operating system, and we can set such type of authentication that what to see and what to not see seen by the user. Now the sixth one is enforcement of priority system. Priority, the word you know, means to say in many of the cases we give priority. For example, at the time of coming to a school, you give priority to come on the time, not to collect all the lunch box and water bottle in that very time. But it is also not good. You should collect your lunch box from your home. But in that case, you give the priority that you have to go on time. Means to say, priority means to give something special and attention among many of the thing. So computer also helps in enforcement of priority to the programs. Suppose a program is much more essential, or a process is more essential than other the process, then computer select it and do it on the priority basis. So operating system helps in setting the priority of a process, that which process should be accessed first and which process will be after processed after that. So the next one is provision for user interface. As we people used to talk among, then in that cases we use our language, our hand gesture and our face gesture, whatever we have, but in computer we are able to type in the computer and computer give output, and sometimes also we can speak to the computer with the help of mic, and the computer used to give response to our talking, means a computer talk to us, it provide a interface. So this provision for user interface is only with the help of operating system. So operating system provide user interface. And the eighth one, and this is the last one, is job control. Job control means to say it computer decide which job should be controlled, and by which language, by which software it should be controlled. Means to say a PDF file cannot be open in just PowerPoint, like that. Means to say this job is whatever the user give input to the computer understand the input and process it, and it is controlled as job is controlled by a special system. Means job controlling is also one of the function of operating system. Now let's see different types of operating system. Operating system, as you have seen, that it is a software which controls and manages the whole thing, the hardware and other application software. But operating system is also of different types operating system. Can you name some of them? Type of operating system. So the very first one, when actually it was developed initially when the computer system computer was invented. So the very first one is single user operating system. Single user operating system. What it means, single user operating system? A single user operating system means that only one user can use the computer at a time. Single user operating system was the initial version of operating system that allowed only one user to work with the computer at a time. That is the definition. You can write it also in such in such operating system only one user can work at a time. Now the second one is multi-user operating system. What it means, multi-user operating system? Multiple user operating system means that at a time more than one user can use the computer. See how more than one person can use operating system at a time. In many of the cases, a single CPUs get connected with 2 or 3 or 4 monitor, and separate keyboard is also there connected in some devices, and with the help of a single CPU, 2 or 3 person can work at a time. That is multi-user operating system. Means multi-user operating system, you can say in such operating system more than one user can work at a time. Example of such operating system is, you at present time whatever you see the Windows operating system, that is Windows 7, 8, 10, these are the popular at present. And what example of single user operating system was Windows 3.1. Means this was the very first operating system which do not allow more than one user. So the next is, the third one is multiprocessor operating system. As the name suggests, multiprocessor operating system, it means it don't have to it don't have to do anything with the user, but it have to do with the processor. Means to say, a multi-processor operating system process more than one process at a time. Means to say, you can write like the detail of multi-processor operating system as in such operating system several processes can be carried out at a time. So multiprocessor operating system is the system which can carry out more than one process at a time. Example you can think as, uh, suppose you are running calculator on the computer, and at the same time you are running window media player, and at the same time you are running Microsoft Word. So you are running different application at the same time, and the computer is able to do this, control this all the processes. That means that it is a type of multiprocessor operating system. Means multiple multiprocessor operating system manages the different application to execute at the same time. So I think it is clear by example also. Now the fourth one is multitasking operating system. So see, these are the name which get confused sometimes. So multiple process and multitasking, these are different, both are different. Multitasking operating system is such operating system that have the ability to perform more than one task together at one time. You can write like this. So the ability to perform more than one task together at one time is called multitasking operating system. See it with the help of example. Multitasking operating system uh, have the ability to perform more than one task. That is, suppose you have to run MS Word, then uh, window media player, then calculator, and different application at the same time, then such type of operating system is capable of doing your work. Sometimes one get confused in multiprocessor operating system and multitasking operating system. In multiprocessor operating system, it can manages multiple process, but multiple multiprocessor operating system need not interaction of the user. Suppose you are giving the computer to calculate number from 1 to 100. Computer divide this operation in multiprocessor. Multiprocess means 1 to 10 summation is done at some in different part, and 11 to 20 in different part, and 21 to 30 in different part. Like this, the process get divided and become one application or one process come into multi-process, and then that work is all run parallelly and get completed in one time. So in multi-process operating system, user don't have to do anything with that. Computer processor manages the different application and helps in executing the several process and at the same time. But in multitasking operating system, Here the user interact with the multiple processes, that is multiple processes get opened, and that process is also managed and handled by operating system. Such type of operating system is multitasking operating system. So you can say that in multitasking operating system, user gives different command, and all the commands, all the functions are controlled by operating system. And multi-process operating system, a computer have different number of process which works together to perform the function at the same time. For example, at present time you are seeing in mobile phones and also in computer, quad processor, octa core processor. What it mean? There is 8 core processor that can works together, and core processor means 4 processor that works together. So that are example of multi-processor operating system. Means different processors, means 8 processor or 10 processor or 2 processor, 5 processor is set in the computer or mobile only to help in multi-processing of the different processes. So I think multiprocessor and multitasking is clear to you. If it is not clear, you can ask me in the comment section. The next one is the fifth one, multi-threading. Multi-threading operating system. Here you should be very clear that one application, one process have many threads, and these threads simultaneously goes into the computer and get completed, and that type of operating system which manages multiple thread, multiple process to be completed at the same time is called multi-threading operating system. You can write like this: multi-threading operating system. These operating system allows different parts of a software program to run simultaneously. But to understand it with the help of example, you can think of certain game. In reading playing game, there are many actions or many input that we people give to the computer, and computer control all that input. So in games and in many of the other work also, computer manages all the inputs. So a game have many threads, many. Suppose at the same time, at one time you are giving the instruction to the computer, jumping instruction, jump, then run, then also to pick up gun, like this. These are the things that we people use in gaming. So in that case there are different threads. See, these are the different threads, and these are the different threads of a single application. So these all the threads going into the computer, and it get managed at one time. That type of operating system is called multi-threading operating system. You need not to be confused, because these multi-threading, multitasking, multiprocessor operating system, these are coming in one computer at this day. That's why we people do not think over we people do not come across the different operating system in our computer lab or in our daily life. But these are the features of operating system that have evolved in different time in the history. So the next one is, and the last one is, a real time operating system. What it means? Real time operating system means to say it is an operating system that have the capability to prioritize the process, minimize execution time, and work independently with no interdependencies. You can say we can say real time operating system is used when the time span required to react to an input is rigid and time bounded. Means to say, a real-time operating system is the at present day, the, whatever we are using, Windows 10 or Windows 8, that all are example of real-time operating system. But in many of the scientific calculation, you must have heard about this mainframe and supercomputer. These are the computer which works more faster than this computer and more accurate than this computer. That such type of computers are example of real-time operating system. Real-time operating system gives the output and accept the input in a very particular time bound time bound to them, and these are very rigid and uh, real time working. So these are of two type. First one is, you can say this is of two type. The first one is hard real time system. Means to say, these computer are very accurate, that gives the output and accept the input in exact time whatever decided before. Means you can see the launching of these rockets and missiles, that works in that very particular time which is already given and that set for the execution before one day or before or whatever before launching. So, and another one is soft real time system. So soft real time system is the operating system that is also a type of real time operating system, but there is somewhat flexibility of time. That is why it is called soft real time system. That's all you have to know in the types of operating system. Let's see one more, that is or distributed operating system. See, in distributed operating system, it is used in many of the companies and schools, colleges, hospital. Within the campus, all the computer get connected to share all the different devices and all the CPUs capability. Means to say, suppose in your lab, computer lab, there are 6 computer system. So in that 6 computer system, the all have separate CPU, and in that very separate CPU, all have hard disk. Suppose 5 GB, 500 GB is in one CPU, then in 6 computer, 5 6 are 30, means 3000 uh, of 3000 a space will be in one computer, means every computer uses the other's computer's space and other devices also. Such type of system is distributed operating system. So in it distributed operating system is such computer in which all the works is distributed over the many computer that are interconnected. You can say a set of computers that are interconnected to work is set of a set of computers that are interconnected to work together is a feature of distributed operating system. Some more topic, let's see. User interface. So user interface is of two type. The very first type is CUI, that is command user interface or character user interface. Two names is very common. Sometimes uh, it is called character user interface, sometimes it is called command user interface. So what is command user interface? In the previous days, a computer was not like the computers of our age. People used to interact with the computer by writing commands, and there is no any use of mouse or pointing device, and people have to work only with keyboard and monitor, and there is also CPU. So these three were there only, and in such case people used to write command and utilize the resources of the computer. So such type of interface is called CUI, that is command user interface, or character user interface. Sometimes it is also known as command line interface. Example of such interface are DOS, and at present day you can also use this DOS because it is given up to this time. It is available in our computer by pressing the shortcut key window lower key plus R. By pressing this key, you will be able to access DOS operating system. After pressing this, you have to write CMD and you will be in a window where no mouse will work and only you have to give command and use your computer. This is the example of CUI, command user interface, and the next one is GUI, that is graphical user interface. Graphical user interface is the interface that you are having in the present day computer. It is very clear to you that we now use different pointing device, like we can use also our finger in a screen touch computer, and mouse, keyboard, uh, light pens in a smart board. You used to use these all things. So graphical user interface, GUI, stand for graphical user interface. So let's understand the difference between CUI and GUI. The difference, but the first very difference is that GUI, graphical user interface, uses many symbols, many pictures, so it is attractive and appealing. But CUI don't have any pictures or pointing device, so it is less appealing to the user. GUI is easier to learn because it is user friendly due to having many animations and many pictures and pointing device. But CUI is a text based, and hence people have to remember this all the command to run the computer in CUI. So CUI is difficult to understand and difficult to remember the different commands, like copycon, md, cd. This is all the command that were used in CUI. So CUI is difficult to run, but GUI is graphical user interface. Here you can find pictures and animations, all that. That's why it is very easy to use and run. Another difference is that uh, uh, GUI can run GUI can run in GUI you can run multiple tasks at the same time, but in CUI you cannot run multiple tasks at one particular time. Only one functions or one process is carried out in at one time in graphical in command user interface. So this is all in the chapter 1 of 8th class. That was the chapter operating system and graphical user interface. I am summarizing the topic. The very first thing we learned about what is computer. So computer is an electronic machine that performs the IPO cycle, input process output cycle, and it works on the basis of the program or the instruction given to the computer. The second was hardware, and hardware are the physical part of computer that we can see and touch, and they are the thing that we can say compute monitor, CPU, keyboard, mouse. These are the example. And software, Software is something that we cannot see. It is intangible part of the computer, and it manages the hardware, the different system, different devices like CPU, mouse, keyboard, uh, monitor, that how it will perform and how it will give the input, how it will perform, provide interface to us. And then we learned about the application software, then system software, types of system software, that is operating system, language processor, device driver, utility software. Then what is operating system, what was the need of operating system, what are the different functions or features of operating system, and the types of operating system at present we have. And the last topic was user interface. So let's close our session here. I will give you some questions also from this exercise.